After Arsenal sorting the contract situation of Gabriel Magalhaes this season, then next was Gabriel Martinelli. Their tabs are onto Bukayo Saka, William Saliba, Granit Xhaka, Martin Odegaard, and many more. And today, Arsenal fans all over the world have a reason to smile because Bukayo Saka is going to have to agree terms on the new contract between him and Arsenal. Remember, Bukayo Saka renewed his contract on, I think it was around 2020 during COVID, and he really signed more 4 years at Arsenal and is going to head to raise his hopes of staying at Arsenal by telling his bosses, I want to go nowhere. Arsenal is my home and I want to be here. Welcome to Rokani Media Football. Smash the like button, comment and share. If at all you're watching us for the very first time, lower right bottom corner is the place to be. Smash the black button that has the word subscribe. Now, the other story is that we've been told today Arsenal made a 70 million euro bid for Raphinha during the January transfer window and it was rejected by Barcelona. Obviously, that is another huge story to discuss about into this video. Then lastly, as you know, today around it's going to be 5 a.m. UK time, meaning that here in Africa it's going to be around 2 p.m. The draws for the UEFA Europa League are going to be held down in Switzerland at the headquarters of the UEFA, I think. So, Rokani David is my name. I'm here to really bring you these stories as we really have the best of the best. If I told you you've not yet known, Manchester United has gone ahead to eliminate a team known as Barcelona out of the UEFA Europa League, and they're out and nowhere to be seen, meaning that United is really willing to see to it that they really keep themselves available in every trophy, and let's wait and see how that is going to pan out in the near future. But today, Sammy McBell, chief football reporter, tier 1 journalist coming in from Daily Mail, has broken it about Bukayo Saka, 21 years of age, very good player, reliant at the club of Arsenal, and this is what he had to say about this boy known as Bukayo Saka. Told us that Bukayo Saka has told Arsenal he wants to stay at the club, with Arsenal closing in on securing him to a new contract worth a minimum of £10 million a year. Sportsmail understands significant progress towards an agreement has been made in recent weeks. That is what Sammy McBall came out and really told us about this deal of Bukayo Saka. Now, if he's hinting about £10 million, that means Saka is going to be earning a minimum of £250,000 a week, and that is great for Arsenal if at all you can see Saka get that amount of money, because at his age, 21 years of age, you get, United went away at Borussia Dortmund, bought Jadon Sancho and multiplied his salary by 6. That is him earning close to £350,000 a week at Manchester United. Now for Bukayo Saka, I think Arsenal are really getting it right, and everything concerning the wage structure is really being held very well. After the departure of Pierre-Emerick Aubameyang, who was earning £375,000 a week, this time around they're not willing to offer any player at Arsenal anywhere near £300,000 a week, because I think that will be really skyrocketing out of the roof, and I think it's something that you wouldn't like your club to be doing. You get, a player to be earning £300,000 should be an extraordinary player. And I think in these discussions, they told Bukayo Saka that you are 21, go ahead, play very well, sign more 4 years plus an option of 1 year with the club of Manchester United, with the club of Arsenal, seal your future until, or secure your future with Arsenal until 2028. Then if at all you perform very well, we'll come out through and really increase your salary to like £300,000 a week. That's it. And that's a very huge achievement for the board of Arsenal, because you give him a £300,000 contract a week. That will call for players like Odegaard to come in and say, all right, I also want £300,000 a week, because I'm performing at a level of Bukayo Saka, even more, because I believe the most important players of Arsenal are number 1, Gabriel Jesus, number 2, Martin Odegaard, number 3, Thomas Partey, number 4, Saliba, number 5, it's Zinchenko. That's it. People will say, where is Saka, guys? You know, when I came out and put out this argument that the most important player at Arsenal is Gabriel Jesus, most of you fled or flocked the comment section and assured me that the most important player of Arsenal is Thomas Partey. I told you that Thomas Partey was away for 4 games and Arsenal won 3 and lost 1. You get? This time round, 7 games played in the Premier League without Gabriel Jesus. You guys, you've lost 4, drawn 2 and won on 3. Remember, the 14 games you played when he was available, you won 12, lost 1 and drawn 1. So the impact has been really felt because even these games when Thomas Partey has been available, you've lost to Everton, drawn with Brentford. You get? So don't come out and be the call about, because even the draw when Arsenal was playing against Newcastle at Emirates, moreover, Thomas Partey was there, played 20 minutes and everything really panned out into favor of Arsenal. So I want to assure you the most important player at Arsenal is none other than a player called Gabriel Jesus for now. And when he returns, you're going to see this in your eyes. So if you give Bukayo Saka £300,000 a week, Odegaard, whose contract is going to be revised in the summer, also will call in for an amount close to that. So if I told you put Saka at £250,000 a week, Gabriel Jesus £265,000 a week, that means you are having only 3 players in that bracket. Thomas Partey is earning £200,000 a week, meaning that at Arsenal to earn £200,000 a week, you must be an extraordinary player. But it's good that Saka has really reached an agreement with Arsenal to sign this deal that is going to keep him at the club, because very many clubs were trying to pressurize Saka, and his agent had gotten contacts from teams like Real Madrid, Liverpool, Manchester City, and very many others. PSGs of this world, they are really wanting to sign this young talent of 21 years at Arsenal. I think this deal is going to give him more focus onto Arsenal, and that's why you see to it that there is a word that he has told Arsenal that he wants to stay. That's it. He's sending a message to teams like Man City that I don't want to come play ball for your side. I only come to play ball for Arsenal. And after Sammy McBall putting out that, the following people, Athletic David Austin, came out and told us that Arsenal have an agreement in principle on a new contract for Bukayo Saka. Long-term deal for the 21-year-old English international attacker, not signed, plus may take some time to complete, but now in place. Fantastic news for Arsenal. Obviously, it's fantastic news for Arsenal that this deal has gone ahead to be agreed between Arsenal and Bukayo Saka. Then Fabrizio Romano has said Arsenal have reached a verbal agreement to extend Bukayo Saka contract agreement. New long-term deal has been a priority. It's not signed yet, but it will get done. Understand, new deal will be until June 2028. Saka only always wants to stay at Arsenal. I think you are kickstarting off the weekend as you prepare to face Leicester in a very fantastic mode. And obviously, David Austin and Fabrizio Romano all are really referring to Sam McBall and crediting him for first call putting out this story from the Daily Mail, because I know he's a first-year journalist known as Sammy McBall, and Saka is one of those players that has gone ahead to really reach an agreement in principle to sign a new contract at Arsenal. Remember, his contract was expiring in 2024, meaning that just 1 year left on his contract. That's why Arsenal were really restless and they wanted to tie him on a longer contract. After him, who is next? William Saliba. He's another one who's left with on his contract. I think is going to come in next. Remember, for William Saliba, the reason as to why his contract is taking long, it's all about the amount of money they want to offer the lad. They gave him £120,000 a week. Him and his agent said no. According to what we've played, according to the amount of football we've played for the team of Arsenal this season, that's not worth it. So he's demanding between £150,000 a week to £200,000 a week. That is Saliba for you. The other is Granit Xhaka. They want also to work on his contract. I brought you that story, I think, early today. Then Odegaard, they want to really give him more money because he's earning £87,000 a week at Arsenal, meaning that he might see his salary doubled to £170,000 a week. Gabriel Martinelli, contract was done and dusted until 2028. Gabriel Magalhaes, the same thing, and now they are working on Bukayo Saka. So Saka plays where? He plays as a right attacking midfielder for Arsenal this season. In the Premier League only, he has scored 9 goals and provided 8 assists. That is Bukayo Saka for you, 17 goal involvements in the Premier League. So as it stands, Saka is really doing a very good job at Arsenal, putting in numbers that no one else has really gone ahead to put up to the score sheet at Arsenal. He is the best goal scorer of Arsenal this season with 10 goals. No one else is near close to him. That's it. Now, he plays in the right attacking side position of the midfield, and Arsenal really having a very huge problem, because in the game of Aston Villa, I saw very many Arsenal fans really trying to crack down when they found out that this player was really having an injury and he was being stepped on left, right and center. But Mikel Arteta came out and assured you that the player will be fine and is going to find himself in a better position. Now, because Mikel Arteta knows this situation and he doesn't want to find himself losing out on this player, and if at all he loses him out, he wants a solution to this. And Arsenal has gone ahead to show to it that they are not giving out on looking for a Bukayo Saka backup or replacement in that position. And we've been told by a story coming in from Barcelona, known as Alfred Martinez, that this team, known as Barcelona, rejected a bid of Arsenal in the January transfer window. They told them that the player is not for sale. Looks like Arsenal are not giving up on Raphinha, and we are told that Arsenal made an official bid or an official offer of 70 million euros to FC Barcelona for Raphinha in January, but the club rejected it immediately. He is not for sale. That was the answer coming in from Barcelona. It shows you the urgency that Arsenal are into, and very few people understand this, that you can't be reliant on a player like Bukayo Saka. That's it, because however much is going to be available, it's not an injury-prone player, but you need a player with a different skill set altogether. I've always argued out that Bukayo Saka is not a player that you can really trust when it comes to acting in tight spaces. He's not that kind of player. He acts better when he's having lots of space ahead of him. And secondly, he's being knocked down a lot. And I know one time, he's going to have an injury that's going to keep him out for some weeks. And if it happens, I'm not a prophet of doom, if it happens in this season, I think Arsenal will really find themselves in a very big worry. But hopes are there that when Arsenal came in through and really played Nottingham Forest, Saka played 27 minutes. He was off the field of play. The game was 1-0. They brought on Reece Nelson, and Reece Nelson scored a brace and created one more goal in that beautiful game of football. So some will say that Reece Nelson can get the job done, but I believe there is something special with Raphinha. His skill set, he's being able to act in tight spaces, his crosses, his pace, the way he cuts inside, diagonal runs. He's a very good player, good at set pieces, and he never gives up. The way he recovers to help the right back, and the way he really goes in the offensive areas is really out of this world. And he was part of the Barcelona team today that has been knocked out by Manchester United by beating them by 2-1 at Old Trafford. Now, for Raphinha, I think Arsenal will never give up. They'll keep running for him because Edu and Arteta had admired this player. Remember, in the summer, they put out a £65 million bid accepted by Leeds. The player and his agent, Deco. Deco is the agent of Raphinha. They said, no, we want to go to Barcelona. The agent flew to Barcelona, talked to Joan Laporte, and obviously they found means of really acting out that deal, and it really happened. Barcelona paid 65 million euros for the player, and he crossed to that side. But Arsenal are really believing that maybe one time they'll get him, but it looks like it's not an easy deal to do. And the player's gone out and really said that he fancies Arsenal in the Premier League. That is a team that is really looking forward to come in and really play for, if at all time will allow him into this league. Now, after that, today, teams have been knocked out. Lots of teams. PSV end of heaven. Barcelona. Nantes, which other team? Union Berlin. Has it gone through to the round 16? I think. They've been knocked out. They've knocked out very many teams. And now, Arsenal is one of those teams that is still into this league or the tournament of the UEFA Europa League, and they're really getting ready to find themselves knowing who they're going to play in the round of 16 today at 11 a.m. That is British Standard Time. That is around 2 p.m. African time here. If at all you are watching us from anywhere, it's going to be 14 hours, I think. Is it 14? Right, 14 hours. That's when you're going to be live here to know who is facing who into those draws that are going to be held by the UEFA in the offices in Switzerland. Now, we've been told that Arsenal possible opponents in the UEFA Europa League of the last 16, Union Berlin, Juventus, Leverkusen, Roma, Sevilla, Sporting Lisbon, winner of Shakhtar Donetsk and Reims. That is it. So, Arsenal are really going to face these sides. One of these 8 sides is what Arsenal is going to face in the round of 16. And I've seen people coming out and insinuating that Arsenal is going to face Manchester United. At the round of 16, you are not supposed to play a team that you come from the same country with. Secondly, a team that you are with in the same group stage of the UEFA Europa League, you're not supposed to be playing against that team. So Arsenal cannot play against Manchester United because they all come from United Kingdom. The only way they can see themselves battling each other is when Arsenal goes through to the quarterfinals and United makes it to the quarterfinals. At that juncture, they can't fail to hold one another. If at all a draw is really put direct to one another. So those are the teams that Arsenal is expected to really face if the draw is taken tomorrow, and we can't wait to know when this draw is going to, when these teams are really going to be drawn and who Arsenal is going to be facing: Manchester United, Juventus, and very many other huge teams. But when you look at how the league is the standards are and the levels of teams, United having knocked out Barca, that shows you that Arsenal, Manchester United, and Juventus, I think those three are really those teams that you can come in and reckon with to win this trophy. And so that's what I think is going to be. So your thoughts on to Bukayo Saka agreeing Arsenal new deal of 5 years are welcome in the comment section below. Your thoughts again on to Arsenal's £70 million bid rejected by Barcelona. What's your thought about it? Do you think Barca will sell Raphinha in the summer because it looks like he's blowing hot and cold? Then lastly, which team do you think Arsenal is going to face? I've shown you all those teams. Will Arsenal face Union Berlin from Germany? Will they face Juventus from Italy, Leverkusen from Germany? And it will be very good for them to face Leverkusen. AS Roma from Italy, Sevilla from Spain, Sporting Lisbon from Italy. Which team do you think Arsenal is going to face? All of that into the comment section below. Rokani David remains my name, guys. I sign out for now. See you later. Good morning. May the Almighty God bless you abundantly. But remember that today we've hit 12,000 subscribers. Congratulations to everyone who has been part of our long journey, long journey, and let's continue subscribing to hit 13,000 subscribers, because I know you guys are really loving the content, and that's why you are showing me mad love day in, day out. Not so? Rokani Media Football continue throwing the love to us, and we also do the reciprocation by bringing you the latest news and information. And today we've brought you 4 videos. I think tomorrow it's going to be 5. I kickstart off the day with the match preview of Arsenal versus Leicester City that is happening on Saturday. Not so? I think you guys will be eagerly waiting for that, because you'll be wanting to know, is Thomas Partey returning? Yes? Oh no. Guys, I'm out. May the Lord bless you abundantly. I cover you all in the precious blood of Jesus Christ. Bye-bye.